Bauchi.
Okay, thank you. Industrial growth.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bianu Gule, Honorable Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Lagos State, standing in for the Governor of the state. Your Excellencies, earlier on, we did announce that there are other agreements ready. I would like to say that some of those documents are right here now, and we thought we might just go back to the rest of the signings. Honorable Minister, by your permission, we would go back to some of those signings. And the first we're doing right now is the REA, Lagos State, and Sun King. And that's ready to be signed right away, and that will be done. Thank you so very much. Sun King. We just a temporary pause while His Excellency is in a photo shoot with the Honorable Minister. Just a quick one. Sorry, thank you. If you might just join this photo session. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we'll return to the signing. Ari, Lagos State, and Sun King. Thank you. And as the agreement, REA, Lagos State and Sun King has been signed and concluded. Next on the line, to put you on notice, the next is the Ogun State Tranos MOU. Ogun State Tranos. Next is Ogun State Tranos. Thank you so very much. Yes. Okay, thank you. The next is Ogun State Tranos. And Ogun State here, the governor has been represented by the Special Advisor on Energy, Gideon Okoya. Thank you. Thank you. So that's been concluded. The next would be REA TSAT Telecommunications. That's the next in line. Thank you so very much. The next sign-in is REA TSAT. Thank you. Next is REA TSAT. REA TSAT is next. Thank you so very much. That's also been concluded. And next would be REA and LPVT. Right. The next, after the REA and LPVT, the next, we have two tranches. That's REA Akwa Ibom and Trisol. REA Akwa Ibom and Trisol. And you all. Thank you very much. And as we did announce, we have REA Akwa Ibom and Trisol, as well as REA Akwa Ibom and IRS Energy Limited. Those are the agreements coming up next. REA Akwa Ibom and Trisol and REA Akwa Ibom and IRS Energy Limited. REA Akwa Ibom and Trisol, REA Akwa Ibom and IRS Energy Limited. Now, Harris. Then you also have RE and Trice. Right, it looks like we've done the bid for RE Akwa Ibom and IRS Energy Limited. There is still that of REA Akwa Ibom and Trisel, as well as REA and Trisel alone. Those are coming up right now. So we have the RE Akwa Ibom and Trisel coming up, as well as the RE and Trisel alone. Those are to be signed immediately. RE Akwa Ibom and Trisel. And as well the RE and Trisel. As RE Akwa Ibom and Trisel has been signed, the all right. And of course, the next would be RE and Trisel. Okay. All right. So, all right. Thank you. Still one or two more. Yes, please. We have the REA and PVG Solar. And after that, we also have the REA and Oxano Solar, as well as REA and Sunti Solar. So, so the next is REA and PVG. Okay. REA and Oxano, they're here. But this one we're doing now is REA and PVG Solar. REA and PVG. Okay. Okay. Next is Ari and Oxano. Ari and Oxano. Ari and Oxano. Ari and Oxano, if that's been done. And no, just two more. We have Ari and Sunti Sola that's coming up. Ari and Sunti Sola is next, which will be followed by Ari and Renew Power Offtake. This is next is the Ari and Sunti Sola. Next, REA and Sunti Sola. REA and Sunti Sola. Next. And of course, the final one would be REA and Renew Power Offtake. That would be the concluding part of the sign-ins. Thank you very much. And then the last one, the last one, the REA and Renew Power Offtake. Right. Thank you so very much, Honorable Minister. With the sign-ins done now, and we'll return to the rest of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, do please take your seats. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. A marathon sign-in. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you so much. So now we'll return to the program itself. I'd like to encourage you all to return to your seats and take your seats in readiness for the continuation of the program. Thank you so very much. And technical crew, are we ready? We did put you on standby because we have coming up next is the inaugural remark by the Executive Vice Chairman of Naseni, Khalil Halilu. So if we're ready, and let's have that on standby, and that's where we're going to next. Technical crew, are we ready with that video? Thank you. We'll call for it in a second. Just as soon as the Honorable Minister takes his seat, we'll call for it. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we will now return to the rest of the program as we take our seats. Thank you so much. We take our seats as we proceed with the program. Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The program continues at this point.
Do we have any outstanding speeches?
All right. So the program continues right away. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. And the technical crew, if you're ready, here now the inaugural remarks of the Executive Vice Chairman of Naseni, Khalil Halilu.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, my dear friend and brother, the MD of REA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to join you at this historic maiden edition of the Nigeria Renewable Energy Innovation Forum, organized by the Royal Electrification Agency in partnership with NASEMI, UNDP, AIE, and the European Union, under the theme Implementing the Nigeria First policy, facilitating local content development and manufacturing in the renewable energy ecosystem. This forum is more than an event. It is a bold statement of intent, a convergence of vision, policy, and action, aligning perfectly with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Renewable agenda, which of course prioritizes economic transformation, job creation, and industrialization. Renewable energy stands at the heart of this mission. At NASEMI, we are proud to be driving this agenda from our zero carbon, zero cost initiative and renewable energy park to our solar assembly plants already producing world-class panels and components. Beyond power, we are energizing agriculture with irrigation pumps, empowering farmers and communities alike. This forum comes at a critical time. The challenges of climate change, rising energy demand, and the call for local manufacturing require attention urgently for collaboration. Our partnership with REA is a proof that when government agencies work together, Nigerian-made products can lead the way. We are proud that the REA has endorsed Nasemi solar products for adaptation across its agency, a strong validation of Nigeria First policy. This proves that our products are competitive, reliable, and world-class. Recently, the National Economic Council, chaired by Vice President, also recognizes Nasemi's solar irrigation pumps under the Irrigate Nigeria program, a step that will revolutionize agriculture and boost food security. To IEA, thank you for your partnership and leadership. And to our private sector players and innovators, I invite you to visit our exhibition stand and see the proof of Nigeria's capability. Solutions built by Nigerians, for Nigerians, ready for Africa and the world. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, the future of renewable in Nigeria is not imported. It is indigenously built. And together, through vision, policy, and partnership, we will not only electrify Nigeria, we will electrify Africa and inspire the world. Thank you, and I wish you all a successful deliberation.
Thank you very much. That was the Executive Vice Chairman of Naseni, Halilu. Next, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's a goodwill message by the CEO of Huawei Nigeria, Chris Lu. Let's appreciate him as he comes to the podium. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to join the first Nigeria Renewable Energy Innovation Forum. My sincere appreciation to His Excellency, Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima. My sincere appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu. Also to the Rural Electrification Agency, led by MD Abba Aliyu. Thank you so much. Today, we are gathered here to explore one of the most transformative forces shaping the world, that is solar energy. Across the globe, the race towards a cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable energy future has already begun. At the heart of this transition lies the power of sun, rich, sustainable, and accessible to all. Especially the radiation is so good in Nigeria, and we are very much blessed by that. Solar energy is no longer a futuristic concept, but a solid foundation of tomorrow's energy economy. We are witnessing the rapid technology evolvement and innovation in smart grids, energy storage, grid forming, etc., that are redefining what is possible. From rural electrification projects transforming our lives to large-scale solar farms powering industries and cities. For Nigeria, this isn't just an opportunity. It is a promising and a firm path to a sustainable and a powerful economy. And we see this is reflected in the Renewed Hope agenda. Today's forum is an important step to realize it, and the presence of everyone here today is also a strong demonstration of our collective commitment. Therefore, I suggest a big round of applause to Honorable Minister of Power and REA. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Being a digital infrastructure provider, Huawei had been always committed in bringing digital technology into solar energy. From real-time monitoring to self-optimization, from remote fault detection to smart controlling systems, from IoT to artificial intelligence, from big data analysis to energy management platforms, we combine bit with watt and create unlimited new possibilities. On the other side, to better serve the demands in Nigerian market, we launched a new innovation center and a new open lab, which I sincerely hope to invite Honorable Minister of Power to visit us at your convenient time. In this innovation center, we co-innovate with our local partners together, promote technological innovations, and create tailor-made solar solutions that not only meet requirements in Nigeria, but also define new standards for global markets. However, technology is only one part of the equation. The other half is talent. Huawei is fully committed in training and promoting talents. And for that reason, we've established various training facilities all across Nigeria in the past decade. And also, we've built a new service center this year in which more than 800 local engineers were well trained and provide 24/7 service support for all our solar systems and infrastructures that we've built. In the past year, we closely worked with our partners in building new solar systems and advanced storage systems for commercial and industrial sector, including all various banks, supermarkets, factories, as well as public sector, including universities, rural communities. Huawei will continue working with Ministry of Power, REA, and all our partners to contribute and promote Nigeria's green energy future. Let us join hands and together light up a brighter Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. As the CEO of Huawei Nigeria, Chris Liu. Thank you so much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I at this point acknowledge the presence in our midst of His Excellency Comrade Aminu Abdusalam Gwarzo, Deputy Governor of Kano State, who's here with us. Awesome. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We do know that you'll have a message or two for us, but we'll just allow you to take a breather for a while before we ask you to come up here to deliver the message. So we'll ask you to just take a breather for a few minutes. But next, let me now invite the CEO of Sun King, Patrick Walsh, to deliver his message. Let's appreciate him as he comes in. Thank you.
So I do stand on existing protocol, but as a visitor here, I want to take this opportunity to humbly recognize His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for inviting us here, the Honorable Minister of Power, the Managing Director for the REA, and all the distinguished dignitaries here today. There was talk earlier about protocol and differences between Dutch and German and other countries. I have a hard time defining where I'm from because I feel like Sun King is really a part of all of Africa. Here in Nigeria, we are 10,000 strong, 10,000 staff, 10,000 Sun King staff here in Nigeria. And zero foreign staff in the country, so I'm just a visitor. And just on behalf of the entire team here, I'd like to express our deep appreciation for especially the Rural Electrification Agency, the Ministry of Power, and the government of Nigeria as a whole for your partnership and leadership in pursuit of universal energy access. Together, we are truly powering both homes and businesses. 10 million Nigerians today use Sun King products for light and power. And this is in large part thanks to the work of REA in making solar home systems affordable. We've installed over 2.7 million solar kits because of the smart policies developed by people here in this room, people who, some of whom I was lucky enough to finally be able to shake their hands today after years of working together in close partnership as part of NEP and now part of DARES. So this is just a fantastic opportunity to all be together and just for us to be able to appreciate the work of so many people in this room. Together, we are advancing the Nigeria First agenda. We're building the foundation for local manufacturing, for job creation, and sustainable growth with all of your help. So just wanted to say thank you on behalf of Sun King, and we're really excited for the program today.
Thank you so much. The CEO of Sun King. And our Honorable Minister, it would be our pleasure at this point to invite His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, Comrade Aminu Abdul Salam Gwarzo, who will now address us. And he does this representing the governor of the state. Ladies and gentlemen, let's appreciate His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, as he comes to the podium. Thank you.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صلى الله على النبي الكريم. The Honorable Minister of Power, Honorable Adebayo Adelabu. Let me crave your indulgence to stand on existing protocols. Let me also register my sincere apology for joining you late. I missed my flight from Kano, so I couldn't make it in time. Your Excellency, the Vice President ably represented by the Honorable Minister of Power, Honorable Adebayo Adelabu, the Managing Director, CEO and Rural Electrification Agency, Alhaji Abba Aliu, as I have earlier requested, let me stand on existing protocols. I stand here before you today at this crucial gathering, the Nigeria Renewable Energy Innovation Forum 2025, which rightly serves as Nigeria's premier platform to accelerate renewable energy manufacturing and foster public-private partnerships. We are here not just to discuss policies, but to execute them, not just to project futures, but to see how we build them. I commend the leadership of Mr. President and the Vice President for chairing this forum, demonstrating the federal government's commitment to reposition our great nation. As for Kano State, this is a defining moment. We have taken center stage at this occasion of NERIP 2025 to celebrate a monumental step forward. The signing of landmark contracts that solidify our state as a crucial engine for Nigeria's industrial policy and energy transition agenda. Today, we will officially sign a series of joint development agreements between Kano State Government, the Rural Electrification Agency, and two strategic renewable energy service companies, RESCOs, at Trisel Solar Solutions Limited and IRS Limited, which is an indigenous company from Kano. These landmark agreements evidence over US dollars 100 million in direct investment into Kano State. This capital will establish a vibrant renewable energy and manufacturing ecosystem in our state, featuring a 1,200 megawatt solar PV manufacturing plant, which we are signing the joint development agreement for today with IRS Limited. This facility is designed to produce high-efficiency solar panels tailored to the challenging heat, humidity, and dust-prone African climate condition. A 500 megawatt solar module manufacturing plant. That's the second. Third, a smart meter assembly plant with an annual capacity of 750,000 units. This commitment, which also includes the establishment of capacity building hubs, is expected to generate over 250 direct jobs and stimulate robust local value chains within Kano. This milestone underscores,
which is why it never worked. Not electrify the nooks and crannies of the country. The states must take this into their hands. And I'm impressed with the energy of this act, which has allowed private sector investors, multitude of investors here, industry experts, and you can see the number of we have signed, a whooping $500 million foreign direct investment coming into this sector. That means the hope is actually, the future is brighter for the power sector. And lastly, the issue of demystification that we talked about. We have seen that in the history of this country, might look small, 15% of the customers in the power sector, we have achieved about 85 to 90% success of providing between 20 and 24 hours of, is to start migrating other territories using the same system, the same concept that we used to achieve this. Bande is just a proof of concept of Nigeria electricity consumers, which is a thing of inspiration, not to have stable functioning. Posterity will not forgive us. Because everything that is required to achieve this, we have it. Even if you talk about conventional energy, which is basically gas powered, we have the gas deposits here, both the associated gas and those independent gas deposits, which will last us thousands of years. So what are we looking for? I'm talking about renewable that will enable us to achieve reliability, to achieve access expansion, and to achieve even our climate objectives. Everything about renewable is abundant in Nigeria. Talk about water. We have the Kanji, we have the Siruru, we have the Jeba, we have Kashimbila, we have Mambila, Dadinkowa, and all that. So what is the excuse? And Mr. President is also opening up more through the highway from Badagry to Sokoto that will cover Lagos to Oyo, to Kwara, to Niger, to Kebbi, to Sokoto. Dams are being opened up. So renewable energy through the hydropower is just there for us. And talk about sun. I said at a work forum a month ago that solar is meant for Nigeria. There is no state in Nigeria today that does not enjoy up to 8 hours of sunlight with very effective radiation. There are some states in the north that enjoy close to 12 hours of sunlight. Why won't solar work in Nigeria? Solar must work, not only work, we must also leverage on the solar to ensure we provide industrialization, employment, technology transfer, and even exports to our people to create prosperity. I'm happy to announce to you that the first set of exports of solar panels produced in Nigeria happened just last month to Ghana. Will you believe that? If you can achieve that, I believe the future is brighter. And talk about wind energy for the both coastal and the desert wind. Mr. President, we have the maiden edition of wind energy in Katsina, which is to a large extent successful. That is the desert wind. We're also blessed with the coastal wind. Mr. President has opened this up with Lagos to Calabar Expressway, from Lagos to Ogun, to Ondo, to Edo, to Delta, to Bayelsa, to Rivers, to Cross River, and Akwa Ibom. 9 states, the coastal roads are being opened up. So we are now having advantage of both the onshore and offshore wind. Why won't we have windmills across this coastal road? So everything that we need to make power stability, electricity functionality, affordability, and reliability work, God has given it to us. It is just for us to pick it up and do our bit. They say cows don't make milk. We milk the cow. You have to take that step to go to the cow, milk it, and make it a reality. We must move from potential to actualization. And I said, no need for diagnosis again, know the problems. No need for lamentation. We should take the required steps, giant steps, to ensure that we execute, and execute practical solutions. Thank you very much. I will unveil these things now. Before I go ahead to unveil, let me appreciate the entire team, the vibrant team, the passionate team, the hardworking team of Rural Electrification Agency. Indeed, you have made the Federal Ministry of Power proud, and I wish and I hope my other agencies will emulate and follow this same step. Thank you so much for this great feat. The MD of NEMSA is here. You are trying your own respects too. Don't feel jealous. So, yes. So, I will not do this alone. I think I need a partner, a very strong partner to join me. I will take the opportunity to invite Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kano State, to join me to do this unveiling. Thank you very much, sir. So, yes. From the front, okay. Okay. I think the deputy, you can stay there. I'll be here. Hey. To the glory of God and for the benefit of humanity, mankind, and the use of all the stakeholders in the renewable energy industry, on behalf of our leader, the captain of the team, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I unveil these two documents. Okay, this one is the prospectus for investment in renewable energy. Thank you very much. So this is the reviewed, harmonized technical standards, designs, minimum specifications for renewable energy and off-grid electrification projects in Nigeria. Thank you very much. So the second. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. To the glory of God and for the benefit of mankind and the use of industry stakeholders, I, on behalf of Mr. President, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I unveil these documents. Yes. So this is the made in Nigeria, in line with Mr. President's made in Nigeria first, localizing the renewable energy value chain, which is assessing gaps, opportunities, and pathways to build Nigeria's domestic renewable energy value chain. And this is already in the workings. I just announced that we have started exporting PVs to neighboring countries. Ghana, Nigeria can actually serve as a hub for the West African market, and that is our target. We will achieve this, inshallah. Thank you very much for this. So let's have a photograph. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. That is done at this point in time. Thank you. The unveiling of the harmonized technical standards and the presentation of the investment prospectus. Both have been performed. So right away is the exhibition inauguration and tour, which will be led by the Honorable Minister. And just to quickly inform you that after that, we would now have the panel sessions. But for now, the Honorable Minister will lead the exhibition tour. And we will be back in the hall in just 20 minutes from now. The Honorable Minister will lead the tour, the exhibition tour, and then we will reconvene in the hall in 20 minutes from now for the panel sessions. So this is to put all those who are on the sessions, on the panels, to put them on notice that this will be done shortly. Thank you very much. No, no, no. That the deputy governor wants one of each.
Unfortunately, I can't find the technical standards.
Not this one, this one.
They are the same.
They are the same. They are the same.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same. Okay, please. The one.
Thank you. Just a quick reminder that in 20 minutes we'll reconvene in the hall. That's if you're joining in the exhibition tour, you can do that quickly, and we'll be back here in 20 minutes to take on the panel sessions. And this is putting all those who are members of the panel who will be delivering papers here to be on standby, and then there will be the breakout sessions later on. Thank you very much.
two, check, 1, 2, 2, check, 1, 2, sound check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, 2, check, 1, 2, sound check, 1, 2, mic check, 1, 2, 2, 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 mic check, 1, 2, yeah. 2, check, 1, 2, yeah, check, 1, 2, 2, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, 2, yeah, check, 1, 2, 2, check, 1, 2, 2, check, 1, 2, 2, check, 2, check, 1, 2, check, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, 2, check, 1, 2, 2, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, 2, check, 1, 2, 2, mic check, 1, 2, 2, check, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, yeah.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's about 3 o'clock. It's gone 3 o'clock right now. And therefore, we'll proceed on a 20-minute lunch break, after which we'll reconvene here in the hall for the next session. Just to bring you up to date on the latest developments, since it's 3 o'clock already, we'll proceed on a 20-minute break for lunch, and then we'll return and proceed with the very next session. And that would be unlocking opportunities, private sector pathways to clean energy manufacturing in Nigeria. That's the first panel session, which will take place here in this hall. Just to acquaint you with latest developments, we'll take a 20-minute lunch break and then reconvene in 20 minutes for the first panel session. Thank you very much. We do appreciate your understanding. We thought since it's 3 o'clock now, it should be time for lunch. And this will last just 20 minutes, and then we'll reconvene for the first panel session. Thank you very much for your patience, and see you in 20 minutes after lunch. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's hoping that you've had some nourishment after the lunch break, and we're now ready to proceed with the first panel session of this forum. Just a quick reminder that after this first session, there will be breakout sessions, and just to let you know that those will hold simultaneously here in the Congress Hall, Borno Rivers, that's for session B, and Niger Plateau for session C. That would be after this session, this panel session. There would be a breakout, and the rooms are Congress Hall here, Borno Rivers, and Niger Plateau. We'll remind you of the halls at that time. But back to the present, it's time for the first panel discussion, which will hold here at the Congress. This is on unlocking opportunities to pathways to clean energy manufacturing in Nigeria. Now, to set the tone for this discussion, and the moderator is George Ogbonnaya, Senior Vice President and Divisional Head, Business Banking, FCMB. May we applaud him, please? So thank you very much. And as he comes in, we'll hand over the microphone to him as the moderator. Well, the moderator has asked me to invite people. I thought the moderator would invite his panelists, but it's all right. The panelists are Nzan Ogbe, Group CEO of LPB. We have Caroline Ebombu, CEO All On. We have Chuks Umezulora, CEO Oxanu Solar. We have Princess Zara Mustafa Audu, Director General, Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, PEBEC. T. Patrick Walsh, CEO Sun King. And Lawrence Edeke, Country Director, GT Invest. Thank you very much. And right away, we hand over to the moderator, George Ogbonnaya. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, yeah, thank
Nice
you.
to meet you again, sir.
Good afternoon. It's always tough to do this after lunch. Okay, interestingly, this is the very first time I'm not sitting on the other side. So I'm often the guy who tells the hard questions. So today is my turn. I'm taking no prisoners. So today, I think we are discussing one of the things that I think is the most important critical success factor for actual development in Nigeria. You know, from my experience, if you looked at development, it's often driven globally by either the productive sector and the neighboring sector, which is often the agri and manufacturing. On the neighboring side, you have energy and infrastructure. Today, we are dealing with two in one, manufacturing and energy. You know, and I have with me here fantastic and experienced experts in their various fields to share their experiences and their thoughts. And the expectation is at the end of the day, we should have a workable model that we can then use to scale up energy access in Nigeria. So on my list, I have the first on this left, okay, is Mr. Obe, the Group CEO of LPV. First of all, congratulations. I heard you are now a Nigeria OEM. You exported to Ghana.
Thank you.
Quite a start. You know, interesting, we recently launched made a commitment of over 100 billion to support energy. And I've always felt it to be very painful to see all this money being exported to import goods. So quite an excitement for me. So can you share with us how did you make this happen? What were the challenges? What made you successful? And what do you think is the outlook like?
Thank you very much. I want to first of all start by commending the organizers of this event. It's been, I've had 2 great weeks of very good conferences. I hate conferences normally, but I just came back from Africa Energy Week, which was an amazing Afrocentric event. And coming to this and seeing the quality of the production here and the participants and all of that, I commend my brother Abba Liu and his team for putting this together. As to whether or not we have made a success, I think it's still early days. As a background, full disclosure, like I said to my friend earlier on, we are originally an oil and gas company. So I don't want someone going to Google tomorrow and say, okay, this guy came into a room filled with renewable experts. But we got into this whole space from looking for funding for our upstream assets way back in 2019. And the conversation then was around ESG and transition. You couldn't raise any funding without having a transition plan or an ESG plan. And we started to venture in, made small investments into another company that's in the space, built out, and the learning from that whole process, and they were deploying mini grids and deploying BIPVs. The first BIPV, built-in integrated photovoltaic project, was done in consonance with ourselves in another company. But the learning from that whole project was the fact that there was a huge gap in supply chain, because we had goods sitting at the port for 6 to 8 months. And being the consummate entrepreneur that I was, I thought to myself, well, here's an opportunity. What if we were able to set up a plant here, aggregate our raw materials, and start production? There's a huge gap between our energy needs and what we are currently generating in the country. And so that whole process started. And I always say to my team when we're having conversations that if I knew the challenges that I would face, I may never have done it. But it's been a great experience. We have, I think we've been extremely intentional. We are always intentional about what we do. And like I said, we set off trying to tick ESG box, discovered that it was a business, and we became very intentional about the fact that if we wanted to do this, it had to be, first of all, top quality, the best that you could find anywhere. We don't benchmark. In our oil business, we trade with the likes of Shell, Total, Glencore, and Co. So there's no room there for you to say, oh, I'm a small fish in a big ocean. So that mentality is what we brought into this space. And that experience is what we brought into this space, and decided that, look, we needed to be, if we're going to be in this space, we needed to be either number 1 or among the top 2 or 3 companies manufacturing in Nigeria. And it's been February, you can imagine that between February and now, I remember when I invited the MD, I kept harassing him and saying, look, you need to come and see what we are doing. I'm sure he thought, oh, yeah, here we go again, another joker trying to deceive us, thinking he's assembling. And he came through. We have 17,000 square meters of manufacturing space, where we have not just built a manufacturing plant, we've built a center of excellence. So we not only have the plant, we are solarizing the entire roof space, generating 3 megawatts of power from that entire space, and selling 2 megawatts into the grid through Ikeja Disco, with whom we have signed the PPA. Have there been challenges? Yes, there have been. One of the big challenges that you face here is, look, pricing. Everyone talks about pricing. It's very sad that we are at the stage in the market where the first thing that people ask you about is pricing and not quality. Our focus is on quality. We can't compete with the big boys in the room on pricing because they have scale, they have access to cheaper financing, and they have great support. When panels come from China or anything renewable comes from China in here, up until earlier this year, you had a 15% rebate. How am I going to compete with that? So we looked at all of that and started to push our panels into the market, started to engage with REA and the various agencies here. And halfway through that, we realized that we needed to be a RESCO, which is the phrase that the MD generated. So we also have a solutions business, which is an off-taker of our panels as well. So we are selling to developers. We are also off-taking our own panels and deploying mini grids and other solutions across the country. To your point about, sorry, I'm a bit lengthy. To your point about going to Ghana, I think that it was something that we needed to prove that it was possible. Ghana is not a country where you can go and dump panels. The standards are quite high and they're very, very robust institutional things in place. So it was for us a great day, not just for us, for the nation as well, that we're able to do this.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll come back to you. Thank you very much. Carol, how long has been in this game since? I remember the first time the very first mini grid sessions had pre-COVID, and you have funded a number of startups. They've now become an emerging corporate. Can you share with us the kind of financial instrument you have used? How are you able to take on such big risks at that point in time? And today you have made a success of it.
Thank you very much. Absolutely a pleasure too. But before I do, I must as well commend and congratulate my brother MD Aliu and his excellent team at REA. Seriously, this is such a pleasure to be part of this very first Nigeria Renewable Energy Innovation Forum. Congratulations. It's so exciting to see what you've done in just day one. We are excited for day two as well. So indeed, as you've said, Olon has been in the game for quite some time, and it even goes back way prior to pre-COVID time. Since 2016, we have been laying the required investments to really de-risk. You use the word de-risk, and this is indeed the word that we should use because we have been able to bring very patient capital. You ask what kind of financial tools. Well, we're very lucky that we are very flexible. Our financial instruments are diverse. We have the ability to do equity, debt, and obviously grant as well. And this has been really catalytic. We've really seen firsthand at Olon how catalytic blended capital structures can be for Nigeria's renewable energy manufacturing sector. I'll give a few examples. I won't have I cannot even do a full list. If I were to try to be exhaustive, we'll be there until tomorrow. But there definitely are a few examples that speak to the topic at hand today. Actually, my job has been done easy because one of our key investments in the sector is sitting right here, Oxano. So he'll say quite a few about what they've done so far, but prior to even to leaving my brother to speak there, I'd like to speak about a few things we've done in the sector that have really helped for what we've seen today been made possible. Example, 2018, right, when we extended just a mere 50K, talking about the kind of instruments, a 50K grant to Oxano. At the time, renewable energy, off-grid manufacturing, please, forget it. No one will really look at it with the seriousness that we're looking at it today. What was required was this very risk-patient capital, this first-loss capital that we were willing to put into the sector to show that there was a case to be built, a case to be made. Fast forward from 2018, we are now invested much more than that. We are at the tune of 2 million. But much more importantly, when we launched Oxano officially about 2 years ago now at their factory as the biggest 100 megawatt solar panel assembly plant in Nigeria, which was the biggest at the time, it really had such a demonstration impact. People actually started to say, wait, what's happening in the sector? What is feasible in the sector? What can be done there? And now indeed, we've seen so many more people come online. There are many more plants coming online, and we're excited. We're excited to say that we've been able to help demonstrate that there is a business case to be made. But that's not easy. Yes, there are the Oxanos and others that are on board, but there are still quite a lot of important factors that slow their growth.
But your time is up.
My time is up. No, he had much more time. Please, the two ladies on the panel will also take a bit more time. So just quickly, one of the things that we all know is availability of local currency financing. that we know is still a big impediment when you're working with manufacturers who actually have to get a lot of their component from abroad and yet face local revenues, locally denominated revenues. So one thing we've done, for instance, recently you may have seen in the news, 2 billion naira to Salfa Energy to help them face this issue with this local currency and answer the currency mismatch issues, as well as expand their operations, now bringing SHS solutions to more than 2 million people in Nigeria. As I said, and because my brother is reminding me that my time is short, there are way too many examples, but one thing that I would say is ensuring that the right funding instruments are in place. You need the first loss capital, you need the patient capital to demonstrate that there is a business case to be made, as we've done, and then indeed we'll get more people coming on board. More for later.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. What I'm hearing, Nigeria is a huge market. If you're intentional and persistent, even though there are challenges, they can be dealt with. And we have had people have funded pure startups when nobody could believe them. They've done series of fundings and they have not had any losses yet. So it shows the market is there. It shows the financing can be found. If you live quite intentional and you're willing to put all the hard work, we can actually do a lot more better. That's what I'm hearing. Choose. It's been like 2 years now when you open up your factory. Quite an interesting story too.
Thank you.
I know you have a lot to say because of that. but we want to, made in Nigeria is a major issue. Because I still wonder why everybody's telling me foreign OEM, how are you able to deal with the made in Nigeria and quality perception, What's the challenge in getting people to use buy your product?
All right, thank you so much. First, let me say a big thank you and congratulations to the MD, REA, and his team for these amazing events. I've been around for a while. So if something is the first, I can tell you it's the first. So this I can tell you this is the first. The only thing that came close was Solar Niger, but the implementation was flawed. So I want to say a big thank you for this platform. At least now we are talking local manufacturing. It's become mainstream. A few years ago, nobody was talking about us. And just like Caroline said, Olon, and we're grateful to Olon because apart from friends and family, Olon was the first institutional investor, that even listened to us. I recall when I went to BOI, the first thing they asked me, say, if this is possible, why is no one else doing it? I couldn't answer that question. I told them, I'm not sure why no one else is doing it, but maybe they're waiting for the first to do it. And one of the things I like to say, and which I'm always encouraged by, is Oxano Solar, to a great extent, helped to de-risk this market, this segment of the market. Because when we kept doing what we're doing, a lot of people were encouraged that this is possible. So now the market has moved from, is this possible? We're now talking of other gains. So talking about the quality that you mentioned about, perception is a big issue in this market. And it still is, but it's getting a lot better. Because before now we had ManCap by SON, but people will tell you, that is not enough. As a patriotic Nigerian, I didn't like it. I felt bad about it because, I think that whatever our institutions do should be enough. So, but what we now did is, we went ahead also to get our TUV, and it's the first. With Oxano, we had a lot that is, we're the first, and for that, I am grateful. Also the TUV also was made possible by support by Olon and GIAP. They gave us a grant to do that. Now, that is beginning to change the perception, how people look at the industry. And the other thing that also happened is this, because, one of the things for me I like about Olon is beyond the funding support that they gave to us. When Olon wanted to put solar in their office the first time in 2019, they said, Oxano, we want you to use your own locally made solar panels to put solar in our office. So what that did for us is more like proof of concept. Because, these days I hear people say they want you to be perfect before they patronize you. But a nation is not built that way. Our government must be willing and ready to take risk on local manufacturers. The part where local players here, they are staking their lives, they are staking money to build us. The least I think that the government can do is provide solid offtake. I mean, if Holland can be willing to risk their own capital using my own partners when they could use a Jinko, in their office as a proof of concept, why can't the government do that? So those, because apart from the certifications, those kind of physical proof of concept, nothing beats it. It's easier to tell someone, go there. My partner has been there for 5 years, for 7 years, and they're still producing. So that is critical because I believe we are at the stage where we must begin to align vision with capital. We have big visions, but we must begin to align them with capital. And the private sectors are taking the lead. But I think right now government needs to do more. This event, this innovation forum is a first big step, but it must go beyond robotics into, practical. Government projects, there must be some elements, some percentage that should be located to local manufacturers. And then, thank God, a few years ago, they were saying we don't have the capacity. Right now in this room, we have almost 1 gigawatt capacity and many more in the pipeline. So what we're saying is this, maybe with REA, maybe in the score sheets, they need to say, okay, in 2026, out of the projects that were deployed, that 20-30% was made in Nigeria. It was written there, from Nigeria by Nigerians. So Nigerian first for me right now has to go into practice. And we have to back our local manufacturers. We have to back them and say they have invested, that the least we can do is to support what they are doing. I will end with this, sir. 4 or 5 years ago, Chinese-made vehicles, nobody wanted to touch them, especially their EVs. But today, the story has changed. What happened? Their government kept supporting them, kept patronizing them. If government is waiting for local manufacturers to become tier 1 before they patronize us, it will never happen. So support us today to become tier 1s. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Princess, choose I've already asked you my questions. but interestingly, Nigeria is often perceived as a very difficult place to do business. Hello? Yeah. Interestingly, Nigeria is perceived generally as a difficult place to do business. And we also know Africa generally, Nigeria inclusive, have always had high inflation. And what that means, the cost of capital will always be high. So in every nation, like every business, you have squad, you have competitive advantage, things that are naturally your strength and things that are naturally your weakness or threat. We know the environment could be one, cost of capital could be another, possession of product could be another. So what are the specific steps? I know Nigeria had made the Nigeria policy now, beyond just the policy, what are the specific steps the government can take to help this kind of business prosper and scale better?
Okay, good afternoon, MD, Dr. Abu Aliyu. Good afternoon, ED, Dr. Honorable Doris Ubo. The entire room filled with amazing industry leaders, my brother Oksana, that I've known for a while, and everyone else here. Just to get straight to the point. Okay, I think this is working? This is clearer. Sorry, I don't have a very loud voice, so I'll use this one. To get straight to the point, I feel like the perception of Nigeria being a difficult place to do business is one that we have to gradually start to move away from. This event being organized today is being organized under this administration under the leadership of the MD here, Dr. Aliyu Abba, and this shows that the Nigerian government is taking active steps, to ensure that people like yourself within this industry, let's even limit it to this industry, are being heard, are being part of the conversation. Earlier on today, my boss, His Excellency the Vice President, was here in person to give a keynote speech. This shows this administration's commitment to making it easier for people like yourself to do business in Nigeria. I'm here myself this afternoon. I've been waiting for, I think, about 3 hours. Obviously, because this event means a lot to us, at the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, which the Vice President also happens to be our chair. There are many things we're actively doing under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration around enabling business across all sectors, not just this sector, but I'm going to zero in on your sector. One of the key things that we're looking at is streamlining regulation. So getting all our regulators to work together. We started earlier on this year in April. We had the retreat for all heads of MDAs that are business facing. And one of the things we did as a result of that retreat was to streamline, to factor out the agencies that work together, right? We want to start leveraging on each other so that we don't have duplication in services. We just had, in fact, we're about to sign an MOU between NAFDAC and SON. I believe the MOU should be signed end of this October. We've been working on this for about 3 months because there's some irregularities. What's this MOU supposed to do? It's supposed to make sure that agencies like, say, for instance, SON and other regulators are not duplicating services, right? It's supposed to streamline the entire process. It's supposed to allow businesses share their information, once as opposed to repetitively across multiple agencies. So this is one of the key things we're looking at. The second thing, times like this or occasions like this, COP30 is coming up, and this has brought to the forefront the need for us to look at regulations around the clean energy space, right? We're working very, very closely with different aides to the president on within the renewable energy space. We're working with the NCCC at the moment. And what we're trying to look at are what are the quick wins that we can bring to the table in this sector so that it's not another talk show. One of the things I said to the MD when I came in here is when you walk into a room filled with content, and it's not just people having an event for the sake of having an event, this room is one of those rooms. And what we try and do at PEBEC is engage for substance and not just engage for the sake of engaging, right? So we're trying to figure out how we can work with NCCC as well as other agencies, also with like REA, to see how we can streamline some of the incentives around the clean energy space. We've had some preliminary meetings, and one of the meetings we had raised the issue of our assemblers who bring in components for assembling solar panels, and how it costs more to buy the imported goods than it does it actually costs more, or it's cheaper for them to buy imported goods than for them to locally assemble. We're talking Nigeria first. We have to practicalize it. So we've been, one of the ideas that came to us as a result of some of our deliberations was that we should figure out how we can expand the executive order that Mr. President passed around the CNG and the electric vehicles, giving tax exemptions for importation for assembling. So we're looking at how we can expand that into the solar space. This would definitely be something that our local manufacturers can leverage on in a very, very quick time. And I also feel that that's a quick and easy win for the country. It's interesting to see young people within the government space, making waves similar to what is happening today, because those are the people driving the conversation around innovation. It's interesting to see. I've known Oxano for a few years now, to be honest. So he's not new to me, and many in this room are not exactly new to me because I've played within the renewable space for a minute. So I understand some of the challenges they face, but we continue to be part of conversations like this because we don't believe we know it all. We continue to invite industry experts to come and help us, especially at PEBEC, one of the key stakeholder engagements. We cannot know it all. For me personally, the only way to know that I'm doing a good job is your feedback, right? And for me to actually get to the solutions that will be impactful and not just paper, I need to work hand in hand with you. So I'm hoping, as much as I'm speaking, I'm listening. Right? I'm hoping to take a lot away from this. I'm hoping that, we've been approved to have a side event at COP. I don't want it to just be another side event for the sake of it. We need to have tangibles that we can share, tangibles we can work on, and things that we can say